Joining me right now, Robert Walker, former congressman from Pennsylvania and former chair of the House Science Committee. Congressman Walker, thanks for joining us. Was this a good deal? Yeah, good morning to you. Was this a good deal?
It's not a good deal at all. First of all, I mean, we made a pledge to reduce by 26% the level of greenhouse gases that we have in 2005, which means a dramatic cut. The Chinese agreed to do nothing until 2030. And so this is not a deal that helps the American economy. In fact, it undermines the American economy and continues to allow the Chinese to build their economy at our expense.
Well, let's stay with that. Undermining the American economy in the form of higher gas prices, higher energy prices. How so?
I think it'll be a strong new regulatory regime that the administration will try to put together that will eliminate a lot of use of fossil fuel, particularly by utilities, and that will raise the price of electricity substantially in the country. I mean, this administration has gone after coal in a major way. They have also been not friendly to building the pipelines necessary to move oil and gas. All of those things add up to not doing what this country can do best, and that is produce energy and produce energy at a level that, in fact, will make us into a world leader.
Now, Mr. Walker, one economist compared the deal from China to reduce greenhouse emissions to a pledge from a, quote, broke, addicted gambler to his bookie to pay later. Now, to hold up their end of the deal, China will have to curb the economic growth they've enjoyed over the past few decades. When the time comes, do you think they'll follow through and actually do that?
Well, they've actually done that. We've actually had some agreements with them before where they said that by 2013 they would have reached their peak and so therefore would begin to level off and reduce their greenhouse gas emissions beginning in 2013. That didn't happen. Now they've extended that out to 2030. The fact is that we can't make an agreement that doesn't have some hard and fast figures connected with it if we are in fact in competition with the Chinese.
You mentioned the pipeline earlier. Let's talk about the Keystone Pipeline. We just played some sound from Senator Landrieu talking about the fact that now she's in favor of it. Do you see the Democrats coming on board with the pipeline efforts and the president possibly signing that maybe later in the year?
Well, I think Mary Landrieu has always been in favor of the pipeline. The problem was she couldn't get any action on it past Harry Reid. But now, in order to try to protect her seat, they're now saying that they're going to try to move something in the Senate. The House, I think, is going to vote either today or tomorrow on a pipeline bill, Keystone Pipeline bill, that will be sponsored by Bill Cassidy, her opponent. And so we now have competing interests on Capitol Hill trying to get ahead of each other on the Keystone Pipeline. It's an important vote, though, because I think it signals whether or not this administration is actually going to do anything to work with the Congress on some of these energy issues, because there's no doubt in my mind that it's going to pass both houses in a significant way, and the president's going to have to decide whether or not he's going to sign this or whether or not he's going to abide by what he just signed over in China.
Now, switching gears a bit, India is projected to overtake China as the most populous country in the world. Is this, quote-unquote, historic deal incomplete without their involvement?
Well, it's very important that some of these large economies do their part if we're going to go into this regime. The whole question is whether or not any of us need to be doing this work in eliminating fossil fuels. The fact is that 95% of all greenhouse gases are water. It has nothing to do with carbon dioxide. And so this is a question that has to be raised of whether or not we're going to choke off the economies not only of the developed world but of the developing world in order to take this political stance that is tied to climate change.
Okay, you've only got a few seconds left, but in both of these countries, China and India, the poverty levels are huge. Do they really care so much about these emissions, or are they really just about taking care of their citizens?
Well, I think that their prime objective is to take care of their citizenry and to make certain that they have a growing economy for the future.
Congressman Walker will be joining us in the next segment. Of course, at one time, the former chair of the House Science Committee. Some pretty amazing pictures coming from space. We want him to touch on that and much more right here on America's Forum. Thanks so much for watching, everyone.